I am so excited to be here. Hopefully we will get it go. It says going and then it paused. So we'll see what happens here. But anyway, so my group, hello, hello. I'm glad you are here. So happy to see you. My designer group has a challenge. I don't even know why the pink would be in there. I just got some things got cleaned up, some things did not. So we cleaned up a little bit over spring break. I got all the Christmas stuff out of here. I got it all packed up. We're just in the final finishing stages of that. But while we're talking here, I'll talk to you about what all my life has been going on. I am Dory Jo Stowell with Prairie Scraps, and if you are here, I thank you for joining me. This is a lawn, if you could see, it's kind of, sorry, very long, a lawn ornament type of yard sign that I got. It actually came, this is a raw wood, but it actually came with patching on it. Can you see that? Let's see if it'll get it in. I'm going to get this over here more. Sorry. Things were moved around. Things happened. Things have happened here. So anyway, I got this at Joann Fabrics. The regular price was $29.99. And I want to say, I don't know, maybe some of you Joann's people can tell me. I don't recall entirely, but I think that they put it 90, is it right? 90% off. It was the last one on the shelf. So I grabbed the one and the only because I wanted it. And so we're going to start out. My group is doing a patriotic challenge. And so I am going to make a patriotic flower for my yard. I actually bought this last year thinking it would go with my son and his fiance, now wife. We're doing sunflower themes for their whatchamajigger for their wedding. And I thought this would go for it. And I showed my daughter-in-law. There we go. I showed my daughter-in-law this, and she didn't really have anything to say. So I took it as a no. I guess now looking at it, it's not really a sunflower. It's more of a regular flower. I didn't realize that. I was thinking it was a sunflower. Now that we've done hundreds and hundreds of sunflower things for the wedding last year, I do want to get this edge right here with paint. I'm just using this Waverly white paint. I'm too lazy to pour it out even. Each time I close it, I do spritz a little water on the top to just kind of keep it from drying up because there's lots of air in there because we're getting down to the last probably quarter of it here. Hopefully we don't paint cords. That's not a no-no. So anyway, last weekend we had a trip to ISU, got to see my son. My daughter Bethany went to her other brother's house to stay for the weekend, and he did soccer dadness. He did her soccer game with her on Saturday, so she didn't miss it because the 2 weeks prior, she missed it from spring break because we were doing trips too. So anyway, we felt bad that she was going to miss the 3rd out of 6 games. So we arranged for her to stay with her brother. So that was really nice. And then she ended up at her older sister's for Sunday night and Monday. She went fishing. She got a salmon. She went salmon fishing. We here in Idaho have one of the farthest inland rivers that go out to the ocean. And so we get steelhead, we get salmon that come back to spawn back here in their originating places. Well, this is getting kind of thick here. I'm not going to lie. Getting kind of thick. So anyway, she caught a steelhead, or not a steelhead. I keep saying steelhead because we usually catch steelhead, but she caught a salmon. She actually caught a natural salmon. If they are not natural, we can keep them. And so she was not able to keep it. It was a beautiful, gorgeous fish. Probably should post the picture because it was braggable, I think. I'm kind of sad because I would love to eat a salmon. Even sadly, they come back here to spawn and then they die. So they're not even like, even though it's natural, they want them to get, I guess they want them to get back to spawn. So they want the natural ones for sure. So anyway, that was her exciting weekend. And then we went to Pocatello to see Levi for his jazz and commercial music concert. And so I did post a link to that on my site. If you'd like that, just go ahead and put jazz and I will get you a link to the jazz concert if you want me to. Just save you the time of looking it up. I will be happy to do that for you. And like I said, it was awesome. They were so good. Such a good. I've already got white on my arm. Don't mind me. It's a thing, right? So then Tuesday, when we came back, we hit the ground running with a new diet. So and my daughter said, the other day, you're just obsessed with this diet. And it kind of does feel like that when you switch your eating habits around. It does feel very much so like you have to be pretty obsessed with it. I would really like to get the edge, but I'm worried about painting. And you know how I am with, I don't want to paint the post for this. I'm thinking about leaving the post just natural. And once I'm done with this, to use this outdoors, I will put a clear coat on it. This is chalk paste, or I'm going to be using chalk paste on this to make it patriotic. This particular stuff, it is called chalk paste, but it is an acrylic paint. It says no prep acrylic paint. So, and it's kind of thick. I already got some in the corner, I guess. It just goes on so much smoother if you can get a little bit of water going in it. So that's why I usually use a little water on my brush. I usually spray it in the lid of my paint jars and just put it back into it because these are pretty good with water. I don't know if acrylics are water-based. I assume they are because it takes it pretty well. But here we go. Kind of got it in that little crook. My feeling is to get the outside with the acrylic paint just so it seals it, but I might not. I might just do the sealing with you know what, actually I think I'm just going to do this whole thing because I don't want this white here. I actually want this blue, but I'm a little worried about this wood is really soaking up. This is that cheap wood they make things out of, surfaces out of sometimes in the craft stores. So anyway, got it on clearance. It's been in my camper. Like I said, I was thinking it would go for the wedding and it never did. We just never connected on wanting to make something out of it. I told her, I said, whatever you want, we can do it. It was super cheap. So, and she never got beyond making a Mr. and Mrs. sign. So that's okay. It's your wedding. You can do what you want, right? But anyway, and I told her that was fine too. If she didn't want it, I wasn't offended. And I'm not. I just have left it in my camper, waiting to go in my craft stash, waiting to go. And we moved it around. You know how that is when you see something, you're like, oh yeah, I remember I was supposed to make something out of that. So kind of ending up putting a second coat on this right away, just because I'm smoothing it out a little bit. I'm just going to get this on here. I know this is like kind of the boring paint job, but I find it sort of therapeutic to paint. I find it oops, I think I just got that little area there. I find it very therapeutic to watch others paint too. I watch as many as Actually, I probably watch paint than I actually paint myself. It can be a messy job. This is a piece of cardboard underneath this that I got with one of my surfaces. So keep those cardboard inserts. I use them all. I just have like them piled up here, and that's what I keep. That's my craft stash of the day. I just store them up and down, in the cut. Like I have a small cupboard kind of filled with the smaller ones, and then the larger ones I've been just stacking up by the refrigerator here. Careful not to paint myself, right? Nice. So anyway, we've been just go, go, go ever since we got home. Tuesday, we started doing, so one thing led to another. You know how that is when you're like, something happens health-wise, and then you decide, oh yeah, I got to do something about that. And that's kind of what happened. Actually, we've been all having, my blood pressure is back up again. I switched to med, and it seems like it's kind of all over the place. And speaking of which, I have to get it up. And life things are happening, right? So Dave wasn't feeling well on Tuesday. His blood pressure was kind of all over the place. So he went in. Actually, he had a sinus infection, but he had some things going on that made some like numbness going on in half his face. So I was worried. And he was worried. So he went in. It turned out to be a sinus infection, which is probably far better than having a stroke. It's what we were hoping it was not. That was Tuesday. And we were starting this new GAPS diet. So GAPS is what we came up with. Kind of started with a little bit of research on the Mayo Clinic diet from years ago that's kind of lost its fame. I don't know. I've been reading. I ordered the GAPS book. The reason we are leaning towards the GAPS is because my daughter has been having more seizures than usual. She went like a year and a half without seizures, and now she's been suddenly having them every day. So we're just like, something is not okay. So we're gonna do what we can and tie that into both of our blood pressures. And my husband has diabetes, all the garbage that you get. It seems like we're getting old early. I don't know. If this is old age, it's no fun. I can't wait to get over this. So anyway, more and more I read about it, I do think the GAPS diet probably, but it's hard, you guys. It's so hard to do it's hard to do any new diet, but this one is probably considered one of the most difficult because what you're trying to do is clear out your gut. And so anyway, I've been posting because I made homemade broth and homemade soups. That's what we've been majority eating, broths and soups, and made homemade because you don't want to have processed. Because sometimes, and this is what I find worrisome, is that sometimes the stores don't have to actually, I don't know. I would prefer to, but I'm just thinking that's going to take some time. I would prefer to get that white on the sides, but it's just not happening. But then I would have to think about doing my pasting around the sides. So I'm just going to do some drying up here and see if we can get going on this Patriotic flour here. So anyway, just did a ton of reading while I was on the road. And then we did some grocery shopping on our way back to try to get all the stuff we need, because the new diet means all new ingredients. So we've been doing broths and soups, and then we added in a raw egg yolk, if you can believe that, because it's supposed to be easily digestible, trying to heal all of our guts. But nobody's feeling good. All the toxins are coming out. We're trying to stay strong, but nobody's feeling good. Everybody just wants to go to bed. Everybody is low on energy. It's not fun. Diets are never fun. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit glutton for punishment, but I hate to see her having seizures, and then combine that with all the other issues that we all have. We all have some level of things going on. You can see a little bit of wood here on the side. This is not like a great I knew that when I got it, but it was, I want to say, I don't know. Is it possible? It was like $3. I think that's what I got it for, 90% off. It cost me $3, and I thought, worst case scenario, if they don't want to use it for the wedding, I will paint it up and put it in my yard because I definitely need some yard art. Do you guys have yard art? I just seem to, I decorate and decorate and decorate inside, and I don't do much outside. It just seems overwhelming to try to figure out something large to put outside. So here I sit on my, I'm just going to get this a little bit more dry. All right. I am going to go ahead and wax this surface because I do not want it to peel off when I put my little pastes on there, my transfers. So we're going to use some reusable transfers on this and see if it's going to be kind of, I'm winging it. This is a Patriotic challenge. So I was all packed up and ready to go, and it was like late. I think it was last Thursday night, I want to say. Anyway, I was already way too busy. So besides going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday out of town, of course I have my normal piano lessons this week. It's been a hectic week. And so anyway, when my team of other crafting friends put up a challenge to do Patriotic, I'm like, oh my gosh. I have no time. So anyway, this is the first, if you've seen some of the people I'm connected to doing, this is why we're doing it. We're doing a Patriot. We were challenged to do something unconventional that is patriotic. So here we are. And my thought is, and maybe I'll just do the whole thing. I don't know. My thought was to use this transfer to do stripes around it. I didn't even look at this little flower before I decided to do this project. So we're gonna wing it. This is a brand new one. I don't know if this one, we have a lot of patterns that would work for this. You would not have to use this one. This is called the woven stripe pattern. It's got 2 different sizes here. So we're just gonna see how it goes, I think. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the solution, but I wanted to put a red stripe pattern on the outside around it, and then something else for the blue. So first off, because this is a brand new transfer, I'm going to do a little bit of fuzzing here. It's pretty, it is new. So we're going to, wow, it is sticking too. I don't know why it's so sticky, but we're going to go ahead and get it fuzzed. I guess that was microfiber side. So I'm going to just work at getting it fuzzed over and over. This is just a fuzzing cloth. And the reason you do this is because this is so sticky. When you put it on your surface, you don't want it to like tear the transfer off when you peel it off. So you want it to stick, but not stick. Stick, not too much. So I'm just going to make sure that this little dealie is nice and done. But you could use any of our patterns. Actually, we have like different patterns, all kinds of different patterns. I just thought this one in particular would be a nice one to do. I don't know. That's my choice. We'll see. I might not figure it out. But there's no wrong, right? There's no wrong, right? So I'm thinking I would just go like this and do like some random patterns going out on the leaves. That's my thought. What do you guys think? If you're out there, make sure to wager in. I guess we're not gonna, this is probably not a great time. Tonight I've also just lots of things. So I think I'm gonna use my candy apple. Yep. Candy apple looks pretty good. And if it's too bright, I also really like the cherry. That's a really good color. You can see the difference in those. They're very close. Candy apple's a little bit more bright. This is a little bit more dull. Love, love, love them both. Good reasons to use them both. And this is our paste. It is a washable paste. It's water soluble. So because this is wood, it's going to kind of suck into the wood. I think I'm going to do some stirring here. I don't know how this is going to work. We're going to try it. So I'm going to loosen this up a little. It's been a while since I've used my candy apple red. I guess I didn't need so much. Must have been some in there. But I'm just going to mix it up real good here. Get it nice and like yogurt consistency. Do you guys find that everything like food when you're on a diet, all you can focus on is food? I am kind of obsessed, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying. Just trying to do what's best for everybody. It's not easy though. It might be easier with like little ones to try to do this. But here we are. I think it will be. Finally, I think she's kind of calmed down a little bit. She was pretty upset with us on Wednesday. She was very upset and screaming, and I don't want to do this. You guys don't have to be tortured with this. Nobody likes soup. Nobody likes chicken water. That's what she's calling the broth. And I'm making like a more thick broth out of all the bones and all parts of it. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to just wash this off real good here. Red does stain. So know that when you're using red, it is got strong pigments in it. I'm going to get rid of that before I make, oops, not there, make a mess. So be aware that it's got really strong pigments in it, and so it will stain things. And if you make a boo-boo, it's a little more, even if it's a washable surface, sometimes it's a little more difficult to fix it. So, all right, we're going to dip into this with our small squeegee of the year from last year. And I've got this down really good. It's going to be kind of from this edge here. And what I'm going to try to do is just go from that edge out. You could tape it if you want, but usually it works out pretty good for me to just, there we go. We'll see how this looks. I don't know. We're going to see it through. So I thought this might, we are big into 4th of July here. We have 3 days of border days, which are rodeos and parades. We're going to be busy. It's going to be a new thing for us this year. Cute. A little bit of schmearage, but I think it's going to be okay. I think we can go back and just do a little bit of little recon on it. Can you see that? It did smear out of the lines a little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, I might go back with a little bit of wax, like some, and do a little bit of browning to this, because I think this white is going to be very stark, but it's what I had. Actually, I need to do a blue coat yet. We'll see. I got to think about it. Yikes. Don't do as I'm doing. I got it all stuck together here, and it's kind of a mess when you do that. And it's more likely to peel itself apart. So don't do this. You want to kind of keep this straight, but I'm maybe making a mess out of this. I'm going to do this. Whoops. Anyway, I'm going to use the backing to help me here, because I'm getting it all tangled up. This is an 18 by 18 transfer, so it's a very large transfer. And it can be, I'm just going to flip this around. I can see it now. Good thing I wore black and not white today. It is washable, but you know, like I said, that whole thing about this is awkward. I think I'm going to do this one in the middle of this. going to maybe go around and do the big ones first and then go back and do the small ones. See how that goes. Get it down really good. Get all the bubbles out. So anywhere you see white, that's what's going to be red. Oops. Went up. So even though I kind of thought I painted up on the side, I don't think it looks too bad. There we go. Now it's working for me. If it's too thick, it will not spread nicely. You just want to spread it on, take off any excess, put it back into the jar because you can use that later. And we'll see if I've got a trend going here. See if I continue to kind of make a mess by the round circle. That might be the thing. Not too bad. A little bit of it, and of course I went up on the edge. I think it's going to be okay. If I don't like it later, I can come back. All right, so there's 2 of them. And we have this really big one right here. Maybe we'll do 2 of these. Put this back on here. All right, cooperate with me, please. So I think I'm going to go on this side. I'm just trying to stay away from the wet one so I don't have to. Let's see. Maybe that even shows for a little bit better. I think I might do, because there's kind of like 3 on, I guess it's 3 and then 2. I don't know. I'm trying to just stay with the petals and just, I don't want it to look perfect because the petals aren't perfect. So we want to just kind of make it look cute. So I might have to combine a few of these patterns. I could tell that last night I could tell I was in ketosis. So, you know, you get that taste. Have you ever done keto? So the Mayo Clinic kind of designed the original keto diet and Atkins diet, and then this is kind of an offshoot of that, or in cooperation with it, when they put it by the wayside. So, all right. If I do a solid, lines, solid, this one actually needs to be lines. For doing a pattern. I guess I am doing a pattern. All right, here we go. I love these big 8. Every time there's a new pattern that comes out, if you want more information about our big patterns, I love using these on bigger items, like on I think furniture. I love using the patterns on furniture. Okay, so this one is a 3. So this little leaf. And my thought is I'll put this in the middle, and I might just put some of the small pieces on the side of it because it's such a big leaf, and I'll have to do that over here too. Nice thing about using these is that they're sticky. Like, you could never do this with a regular stencil that doesn't have any stickiness to it. You totally would struggle trying to get that to work, difficult places or weird places. But you can use this on chairs and furniture. It works really nice on chairs because chairs are not always just a flat surface. They actually have a little bit of a roundness to them. So that works out nice. Okay. I'm afraid if there's any comments, I'm just not seeing them. So please Please help a girl out by commenting. I think I'm just gonna go like this and actually go like this. I'm gonna tape. This time I'm gonna tape. For real. We have this transfer tape. Oops, there went my... And I'm just gonna, it's good for using on your transfers. You can use painter's tape, but sometimes I've found that the painter's tape... Hi, Linda. Good to see you. I was starting to wonder if I was getting any views. I know I'm at a weird time, so I appreciate you taking your time to come see me, because I know this is a weird, strange time for me to be on. I'm usually on in the evenings, but I knew I've got like 2 cleaning jobs this weekend. So, and we've got soccer tomorrow and princess duty on Sunday. So it's a busy weekend for us. That is perfect. I love it. That worked out. All right, I'm going to get that red out of here, get it off my fingers. Look at that. My hand is pretty bad. My goodness, I'm like hearing sirens. We don't ever have sirens here. I'm just going to line these up over here with that. But I don't want it. What is going on? I always wonder what's going on. Sounds really, really close. We have such a small town that when the ambulance goes out or when the police go, hello, Yolanda. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad people are here, because I was starting to wonder. I was like, I might be being punished because I haven't been on live for so long. I'm so sorry. Life has been busy, and you know how that goes. Everybody has a busy life, right? I think I've found that there's not a single person that's not too busy. Tell somebody's having a bad day. Yeah. Just a minute. Dave? Hello?
What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm on live. I have to let you go.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, sorry about that. So, like, conveniently, once the sirens stop, my husband calls, which he never calls. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I was worried that he was having a problem or we were having a problem. I don't know. I would think the girls, because they're inside. Oh, my goodness. I love that. You guys, that is awesome. I think that looks awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I always feel really afraid because, when you live in a small town like this, you kind of know everybody. I might go back. Oh my goodness, look at my hand. My thumb is entirely pink. Yeah, I definitely worry. Definitely worry. Dear Lord, keep whoever it is safe, and responders, give them knowledge and wisdom, right? For whoever it is, because I do worry. I worry about anybody in my it doesn't matter, my neighborhood, my town, because we live in a small town. So it's a thing, and we're pretty remote too in the mountains. So it could be anybody. All right. Is that cute? I think this is cute. What do you guys think? All right, there it is so far. I'm like kind of freely doing this. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm breaking up. Is anybody? I think it broke up just because I went out and answered. I apologize. Is it coming in clear now? I do these on this side here. I think we'll do stripes on this side. Try not to make a mess. I could see where I got a little bit of red over here, but I think it's all going to be fixable. I'm just going to go ahead and keep on going. I'm going to do the stripes on this one. Trying to center it, but it's okay. I'm eyeballing it. It's okay if I don't quite make it all the way to the center. In my book, it's all okay. There's nothing, everything is fixable, right? Can you hear me now, Linda? Is it better? Oh, good. I think because I answered the call. I know, I apologize, but I just had this like panic. My husband like literally works on the same street as we live, and we're on 8th and he's on 3rd or 2nd. So it's like 6 blocks away. So all of a sudden I thought, I just heard those sirens. I hope they're not going to his work. That would be awful. Cute, 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 cute. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think I might do this smaller one. I could see that I smudged this. Yeah, I might as well do the bigger one, right? I've only done one other one. Yeah, so I had to take it because I was like, I know that he wasn't feeling well the other day, and maybe it's still enough. Don't get red on me. Of course, I have a good skirt on. It should come off if I try to decide what looks, oops, transfer tape on the back. Nice. I'm like, what is that lump in there? I might just eyeball it and kind of line it up across the way. I'm eyeballing, totally eyeballing. Okay, here we go. Get this down. Oops, the bubble. Want to get all the bubbles out. Thank you. So this is for a Patriotic challenge that is going on in my fellow designers group. One of the great things about being a designer or even one of our perks members for Chalk Couture is that you get like this extra, oh, I know that just moved. That made a mess. So I'm just going to probably leave it be and then have to come back and paint. Paint over it and figure something out and try to fix it. Because I think, yeah, see, it's smooched. I'm just going to leave it. It's okay. It's fixable. It's totally fixable. Okay, I'm going to set that there. Get some of this paste off of here. My squeegee is getting kind of gunky, so I'm just going to wipe it off. Whenever, scrape off your extra. I guess since we're here, I might try to dab because it's kind of puddled there. Thank you, Yolanda. So we were challenged to do something patriotic and not necessarily like a traditional patriotic. As you can see, this red is not going to totally come off for me, but I'm going to take off kind of the goopies off of it, do the best I can, and then I'll come back and just paint white over it. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We'll fix it. And I did smudge over here too. That was actually before, so I'm just going to keep my hands off it. Sometimes the best advice I can give is to just keep your hands off of it. That is the best advice sometimes. So, all right. I've got it stuck together. So this is one of those, is it C size or D size? I always get these mixed up. Let me look. D size. It's an 18 by 18. I do know that for sure. 18 by 18 transfer. We have all, I think as long as a long time we've had just a, large number of, I'm just going to do this end part right here. Oh, there's my husband. Is it noon? It must be noon. I don't know. This might be a 2-day project. I don't know. Try to. So we got Irish dance this afternoon for a couple hours, and I have to videotape. Put that up on YouTube for them so they can rehearse on their own. I think the squeegee is my issue here, so I'm going to switch out squeegees. When you have multiple squeegees and you have one that's just kind of making a mess, it's all the way up. I'm a messy crafter. Raise your hand if you are a messy crafter. So, anyway. I may have to do this another day just because I don't know how I feel about that, not having the other side of that. I think you're not going to notice. That's what I think, right? You're just not going to notice that it's not 100% equals. I am making a mess with red, though. Red is always precaution. I love the idea of doing something for Patriotic, because they said do something unconventional. And I was kind of stumbling on it for a while. I'm like, I've got a shovel out here I could do. But I really like to do my snowmen on shovels. All right. Going to do. So I'm kind of holding off on it. Plus, it needs a lot of sanding, the snowman I have available. This is a trick. This one is going to go a little bit over where I had a smudge, so I'm not going to have to fix it. New squeegee. So if you get one so much that your hands are turning pink and red and all kinds of colors, then you should. Good idea to switch out. Okay, here we go. I want to get that before it lifts up. It seems like once I start pasting, it seems like it's lifting up near the middle. So I'm just learning from my mistakes here. That's all. There we go. This candy apple is just beautiful. I really like it. Beautiful color. Kind of a staple. Geez, I bet it's maybe one of the originals. I didn't start with the company, but I've been with Chalk Couture for quite a long time. All right. How do we do this? Last one. I'm going to fold that back a little bit. Get this lined up maybe with this side. It's kind of helping. I think it makes it look right if you can line it up. And there's a lot more. How far does that go? Actually, I'm going to move it over so that it connects with that other one, actually on both sides. And I could tape it, but I think it's going to be all right to have a little crossing. I think you could almost make it look like plaid if you went crisscross. And we do have like plaids, so you could do any of our patterns. like this. You could do polka dots. You could do wood grain. Wood would be really cute in red, I think. I don't know. Use your own imagination. Where the sky is the limit, right? I think it could be cute. I just love everything patriotic, so I could paint just about anything patriotic, to be honest. All right, let's see how this turned out. And this should be our last one. Yay, I think that turned out really nice. I'm going to put this aside. I will take that and wash it with just plain water, no chemicals needed. What do you think? I know it's sideways, but sort of random, not, kind of like a patchwork quilt, right? Kind of like a patchwork. There we go. All right. Let's get rid of our red out here. And this, so I wash it. And then what I would like to do is actually paint this blue. And unfortunately, I don't know. I'm trying to decide. This is Shimmer Moonlight. And this one is Shimmer Splash. Kind of like the lighter color. I'm not sure. These are my fix-its. I had to add water. All my blues had dried up because over Christmas I didn't use blue at all. Hardly at all. I used a little bit, but not a lot. So my blues were, especially my darker blues, they were questionable at best. Oop, this one may not be it. And it could be a good chance that these are not ready at all. So I may be up a creek here. I did look at it and they looked like they had some juiciness to it, but I don't know. So if your pastes dry up, just go ahead and add a little water. And I usually add a little, you want to use distilled or purified water. I usually add a little bit of distilled water or purified water. And then this is a really pretty color though. I really like this one. Wonder if I can get it wet enough to get my brush in. It's pretty thick, but it's coming around. You want to just give it a stir, kind of chop it up. Thank you, Linda. Chop it up and get it broken up. Let's see. I'll get some water out here. I'm going to do the water right in the jar because I think it's going to need it. I don't know if this is going to spread. Shimmers are a little bit harder to paint with anyway. Ooh, 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 you guys. That's pretty. That's pretty. That was a good decision. That's making me happy. What do you guys think? Perfect. I'm just going to, what a great way to use up. I was having my doubts about this paste, whether it was going to revive for me or not. And I think it did pretty good. This is the Shimmer Moonlight. I don't even know. It might be in there. Might not be. This is hard to go around the outside without getting too far. It's a little more chunky when it's got the shimmer in it. But this one has like a gold shimmer in it. Oops. I swiped on the white. I guess at least it's the white and not the red. The red's going to be hard to fix. I could tape, that would be smart. The problem with taping, I don't have much patience for it, and I always think that I can do it without taping. I'm a pretty good paint edger, like in painting houses, so I always think I can do it. And I used to do it for a living, edging. I'd freehand. I need a little bit more water in here. Just keep like Kind of putting my brush in there and trying to get at the consistency to paint. That's pretty. That it's got like gold flecks of shimmer in there. Beautiful. This was really pretty at Christmas. I just didn't do a whole lot of night. If you do any like the manger scenes, this one looks really pretty at Christmas. In fact, I don't know that I've really used it all that much for 4th of July. So we have a busy 4th of July. Do you guys do anything special for 4th of July? We have, it's called Border Days, and it goes for almost 4 days actually, because I think this year I saw that rodeos start the night before all the parades and everything, and then we have big downtown, our whole downtown shuts down for an egg toss, the world's largest egg toss. Kind of fun. And then of course in the afternoons we have a parade, and then there's an art in the park where artisans can sell their goods. And the downtown area, they have all the kind of like the vendors and things. Sometimes we have rides, sometimes we don't. Just depends on what the Border Days committee decides, I guess. I always think I don't know. I'm not sure the rides necessarily pay for themselves. So that might be the issue. All right, we might stop there, although I think that looks good. I love that color. Love that color. Now, I could leave this outside and it won't like smear or anything like that. It won't, like the blue won't run into the red. I've never had, at least it never has on anything else I've painted. And I've painted my mailbox 3 years ago. It's been through rain and paint. I've not clear coated it at all. I've just left it as is. And so I could tell you that it does for, snow sitting on the top of my mailbox has not made it drip whatsoever. So that's been kind of cool. Before I'm closing this, because this is a thicker paste, I'm just going to go ahead and put some water in here, mix it up, give it a good kind of clear off some of the goobers around the edges and get it, good and put together here. I'm trying to revive it. It may not fully be revived forever and ever, but at least I can use it for brushing, obviously, because this looks amazing. I don't even have to do a second coat. Isn't that beautiful? I'll hold it up a little here so you can see. I don't know if you can see that it's shimmering. If you could see specks in it. It's really beautiful. All right, I think while we're waiting for that to dry a little, we're going to let that dry for a little while, and I'm going to go in and just do some little fixing with a smaller brush with the white, because I have a few little smudges. If you can see, not too bad. It's okay. We'll fix it. Get a brush here. I don't even have really. There we go. I can't even see where it is. But I'm just going to take a small brush and brush in the white. That usually works the best. And then I get like going sometimes. This is kind of an addicting little project. Fixing those spots. You don't want to be too gooby about it. You kind of want it to be like a little bit more like a wash on it to fix it. And I'm going to get that little bit of blue that went off here, because it won't blend in. You'd have to paint the whole thing out if you went too thick. And I got my brush kind of thick here, so I'm going to take some off. So you kind of want to, around the edges, just kind of feather it off so it's not so thick. I'm going to give myself a little water here. See if that helps. Sometimes just making it super watery, just you can do it in a couple of coats then. Because red is not always easy to cover up. But it's doable. And sometimes when you get this wet, because this is water soluble, it does distracted by painting. Because it is water soluble, so sometimes it reactivates it when you put a little bit of paint on there. So that if it all of a sudden your white paint starts turning pink, that's why. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate it. I was starting to wonder. I was like, I haven't been on live for so long. I was starting to wonder if I was being punished because I wasn't seeing anybody. But then too, I'm also on at a weird time. So hopefully people will come back and watch. I really appreciate, taking your time out of your schedule to watch. I hope you can gather some great creative ideas. Some out of the box patriotic things. Oh my gosh, some of the ideas that people have been doing. I just went over a little bit on my red. It's okay. Nobody will know but me. And here it's just so small. I'm just kind of tapping on it. Okay. I think, except for this one looks pink. Put down some paint and then bring it over. I often try to, when I'm edging, the trick is you put the paint down away from the edge and then find where it's giving a good edge and then bring it on in. So you kind of like swoop in and then come back out again when it's running out. So you just have to be patient and you get like kind of what they call a bead going on the edge of it. So that's what I was working on there. Okay. Good enough. Good enough for jazz. No, good enough for crafting, right? Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Okay, so it's a big, sunflower. And now I want to make sure that is dry. Thank you. And I don't know. I don't think I need to. Tell me, would you put a bow around this? I was thinking about putting a bow maybe. I had a bow here. I don't know where it went. Oh, I know where it went. I think I put it on my howdies. No, I didn't. I don't know. I might put a bow around it. Even though it's going to be outside, I will have to change it out every once in a while, and that's okay. I don't want this to come off, so. I was going to put stars on here, so bear with me while I figure this out. I got to find white. So I wanted to do white stars on here. And we don't want to peel it off. I don't remember where I put my white. Guess I can put all the reds away because we're done with red. And I think I have a pink too. Yep, I do. I keep my paste in these. You know what would be really cute is to do the stars in white and then do oh my goodness. I keep getting calls. That is the boy. I might be. If I can't find my white, I might be done. I was looking. Oh, nope, that's what was. He's gonna call again. I hope it's not too urgent. Call your father. That is Dune. I don't want Dune. Well, everything got moved around because I pulled it all in when we left for the weekend so I could turn the heat off in my camper. And I don't know where my white went. Where, oh, where has the white gone? Oh my goodness. It is sitting cockeyed over here on top. I got some maybe. Maybe this is it. I don't know. Nope, that is not. That is like, well, I guess this project has a part 2. I'm disappointed because I just wanted to get it done. You know, that is like, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I got this. I did kind of look around. I thought, well, I'm just not looking at it or whatever. I got to get going. This one, pretty sure glow in the dark. See, wouldn't it be cute to put glow in the dark outside? That would be really cute. I think it would work. Gray, oh my goodness. I clearly didn't plan for this. Well, I have the idea for, this is Dune, what to do. I cannot find my white. I am out of business, you guys, out of business. I apologize. I don't mean to be out of business. So anyway, it's been kind of a long video anyway, so I will definitely come back and do this. Maybe I'll do it on a Reels just so I can get it done. But just to show you what my plan is, I've got this great Stars and Stripes Forever, and I was thinking about using those stars up there for that, and we'll just patch it in. So just the stars. This has some stripes, and I thought about using them on that, but I knew that it wouldn't cover it quite right. So anyway, that's what I'm going to use for the white stars. Nothing complicated, just apparently it's more complicated to find white paste these days. If you need your white paste refilled, let me know, and I'd be happy to help you. I appreciate you all for being here. If you would like to go shopping on my site, that is helpful to my small business. Just checking it out. Isn't that cute? I think it's just adorable. Let me put you up here so you can see it. Isn't that cute? And it does have a hanger, so you could hang it. Might have to do that anyway. But cute, cute, cute. It does have a pokey to stick it in. But hopefully this gives you some ideas about how you can go ahead and use unconventional things to do some patriotic things. I know, I love it too. So I think just stars on there, and I don't know, I kind of like it just as it is. I might do a little bit of sanding around the edges just to give it a little roughness. I don't know. We'll see. It's a little bit in progress, but stay tuned. I will definitely post a picture of it once it is finished. And, you know, who knows, I might come back and finish it up another time. So have a very blessed day and keep on crafting.